It's Thursday, and I'm thankful, as I am every day, to have you here and being a part of the program. 26 days in and nearly done for the month of September. It's not all about the weather tonight, but all that is about the weather is not good. Hurricane Helene just growing. This is a monster storm, over 500 miles from edge to edge, and with that, it's already causing a lot of damage and destruction, and it's only just begun and still has not made landfall as of yet. With that said, we will talk about that, and still, as we have been throughout the week, focusing on what it's going to mean to Kentucky, and it is going to have a serious, significant impact. Winds and rains right now, the two largest threats. Can't rule out a small chance of a tornado at some time throughout the event tomorrow and tomorrow evening, but looks as though just high winds and definitely some significant rainfall that's going to add on to rain that we've already seen, which could cause some flooding issues. So I'll break it down as much as I can in just a few moments. I do need to make one announcement out of, well, a few tonight, but the Walnut Festival, understandably so, has been postponed. Not canceled, postponed. In fact, it's already been reset for October the 12th, just a few weeks. That sounds so far away. It's not. Pretty much the same schedule and everything as planned. There might be a couple of adjustments to one or two of the entertainers, but as of right now, it's going to be just as it was, which also includes a special presentation that I may talk about between now and then, and that's all I'm going to say right now, but a very fitting one as well. With that said, the Walnut Festival will be on the 12th in a couple of weeks due to some really rough weather ahead that we'll talk about in much more detail in just a few seconds. Right now, a couple of quick updates. One, actually, a new report that I have covered. It happened in Moorhead. Well, actually, a Moorhead-related story. It actually happened on I-64 in Bath County on yesterday, but it turns out that the reason, or at least the potential reason behind the crash that killed a tow truck driver is one that should give us all cause to pause, as he becomes the 31st emergency response worker struck by a vehicle in the United States this year. He's been identified as Troy Caldwell, the man in the picture to the right, the man standing to the right in the picture to the left. A man that is being mourned by a family, a company, a community who he served very well. The city of Moorhead and Moorhead Police Department issuing a statement earlier today calling Mr. Caldwell an intricate part of the community for years and always there to help an employee with Jerry's Towing and Roadside Assistance out of Moorhead. He was actually on the job yesterday and loading a vehicle onto a rollback when a commercial vehicle, a semi, as I understand, struck and killed him while he was on the job. He was pronounced dead at the scene. There has since been the driver of that vehicle arrested, and he has posted bonded out on a charge of tampering with physical evidence, and it's that has led police to believe what may have led to the accident, possibly the driver of the big rig being distracted because he was watching YouTube on an electrical device mounted to his dash. This was all around 5:30 or so yesterday when state police got a call about a pedestrian being hit on I-64 in Bath County near the 123-124 mile marker. It was there that this man, Shotaman Ulashev, was found trying to hide his electronic log device, ELD for short, on the dashboard from police after he was stopped. Troopers saw the device and saw that it was still playing YouTube and believed that's very likely what he was doing when the crash happened. He was arrested for a charge of tampering with physical evidence, but that's the only charge thus far. Police have not commented on the case. 54-year-old Caldwell from Moorhead, of course, again pronounced dead at the scene. And again, the 31st emergency response worker killed in the nation this year, struck by another vehicle while on the job. Waiting right now an update on the temporary bridge replacement, if you will, down on or over on 378. The State Highway Department has been going full bore today to try to get a one-lane bypass of that bridge, which was deemed untravelable or unsafe by the state this week. And give me a few moments. I'm still waiting further word. They were hopeful to have something in place this evening. The rain, of course, has slowed their efforts. But I'll have that for you in just a few minutes. They were still hopeful at last report, and I'll have some more detail in just a few seconds. They're going to go till dark and see what happens. With that said, drug arrests, 3 drug-related arrests. The McGoffin County Sheriff's Department acting on complaints about what appeared to be drug activity in the Bloomington Loop area of McGoffin County, netted 3 arrests and found nearly an ounce of methamphetamine in a woman's bra. It was about 3:30 yesterday morning that it all started to unfold. The deputies had a late night or an overnight event planned after they had received several reports of a lot of traffic in an area of Bloomington Loop, and as they were in the area, saw a silver car traveling at a high rate of speed and tried to make a traffic stop. They actually then found the car parked at a residence. There was 2 people inside, and those 2 identified 37-year-old Heather McKinney as the driver who was inside the residence the car was parked in front of. She later came out and then ran back inside the home as soon as she saw police, but she was taken into custody and actually served with, I believe, 3 and possibly 4 bench warrants which were in her name. And of course, she now faces additional charges as well. Arrest citations for McKinney indicate that she was charged with trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, that being methamphetamine, as well as fleeing and evading police, possession of a controlled substance, and tampering with physical evidence. They found on her person in her bra some 22 grams of methamphetamine. It's nearly an ounce. Also arrested were the 2 passengers in the vehicle. Kevin Eugene Tucker of Berry, Kentucky, charged with trafficking in marijuana less than 8 ounces, trafficking in methamphetamine less than 2 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And Joseph Lee Hensley with a Moorfield Road address in Carlisle, Kentucky, arrested and charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. He was found in possession of a set of scales, tourniquets, and syringes. All 3 taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. More news and more on the weather in just a second. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Green Tree Forest Products wants to buy your timber. Our skilled log procurement team has 4 generations and 70 years of experience buying over 24 million feet of hardwoods every year, which means you'll get the most dollars out of your logs and timber by calling any of our 3 locations in Salyersville, Moorhead, or Wallingford, Kentucky. In the Salyersville and surrounding area, call 495-1198. Green Tree Forest Products. The Big Sandy Healthcare System family is excited to welcome and introduce to you their newest team member, Dr. Emily McCormick, DMD. From right here in Eastern Kentucky, Dr. McCormick joins Hope Family Dental and is excited to see and serve patients in McGoffin County. Call 349-5126 to schedule an appointment. Experience over 30 years of exceptional, impeccable elegance and beauty at Seasons Florist, now in Salyersville, offering the very freshest in floral designs, custom and in-stock wreaths, arrangements, gifts, and so much more that you'll have to visit to try to see it all. Plus, they have tuxedo rental, free delivery within the city limits of Salyersville, and you can even place orders after hours. Call anytime. Seasons Florist on Parkway Drive, 349-4000.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And Mom and Dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. Summer is wrapping up, and that means back to school, football games, fall, and all the wonderful things that go with it. And the seasonal shop has got a large selection of McGoffin and UK merchandise ready to go. Beautiful jewelry and accessories to complement all of your outfits. And for the teachers, a full line of spa and pampering products that are perfect to help relieve a little stress after some long days. Fragrance lines to help maybe any classroom or dorm room feel more like home. And as always, a beautiful selection of home decor. If you haven't been in lately, very lately, stop in and get a preview of some of their fall and Christmas colors and styles. And remember, local delivery and layaway at the seasonal shop.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
Here's what I know about the situation on 378. About 110 motorists who travel that portion of Far Middle Fork each and every day, and they, of course, have been cut off after a bridge was found to be unsafe for crossing. And as a result, the Kentucky State Highway Department here locally has been working all day to try to make a temporary fix. There is zero cell service standing on or around the bridge that is now closed, so I'm having a hard time getting an update, but I do believe that they will be in the early morning hours finishing the project where they are essentially building a temporary one-lane workaround, if you will, filling in the creek culverts, rock, dirt, and having a one-lane solution for what will be months of the bridge closure. They had, I think, well over a dozen trucks hauling rock and material down there today at any given time, but the rain slowed them down, and I don't believe they were able to finish this project before the show started, and they were going to work till dark, and even before then, I don't know if they're going to have enough time, so no official word on that, but certainly by tomorrow, they will have a way for anyone traveling Far Middle Fork Route 378 there, where the bridge is, have a way for you to drive around. So still, keep that in mind, slow down, because it will be one lane of travel for, well, could be at least 3 months. And on the subject of travel has been slowed down in this part of 460 West for a couple of days. This was partly due to some rain-slickened roads yesterday. A driver lost control of his pickup truck. He refused medical treatment on scene. Traffic was tied up till his truck and the debris thrown from it could be removed. It was a single vehicle crash near the junction of 460 and Grape Creek. Not an unusual sight to see crashes, and that is just further driven home by the fact that this was the site there today. As I understand, a woman in a passenger car lost control of her vehicle on rain-slickened roads. A gentleman in a pickup truck stopped to assist her, and then a third vehicle coming around the curve tried to miss his vehicle and hit the guardrail, and then struck the second truck by the third. There was one person, that being the female, the driver in the original car, that was taken by ambulance. And then while authorities and EMS were still on that scene or wrapping up, this was the reported situation on the Mountain Parkway. What appeared to be a local man traveling to work on the parkway headed west, lost control on rain-slickened roads. The vehicle hit the rock embankment, overturned. He was still inside upon arrival. Emergency personnel, but was responsive and talking, and appeared to be in stable condition, but was transported by ambulance to West Liberty ARH. We're going to spend the last part of the show on the weather right now. A quick update or two on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Don't forget, the Prestonsburg VA Clinic is putting together and hosting a flu clinic here, and hosted by, of course, our local DAV, Chapter 15, for all veterans. Stop by and get your flu shot, 5 to 7. This is next week. This is on Thursday, 5 to 7, at the regular DAV meeting in the Henry Joseph edition of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. And ladies, just a couple more reminders, because it's they're wanting a list of all those who are attending, and then I'll remind you when it gets a little bit closer. But if you are planning on attending the Pink Ribbon Luncheon hosted by the Montgomery County Extension Service this year, call him. It is the 24th of October, but call and register and let them know that you're planning on attending this annual event, 349-3216. Call the calendar. Well, call me when you want on the calendar, and that, of course, includes all of our birthday and anniversary announcements. Funeral service announcements are provided by the Montgomery County Funeral Home nightly, and a reminder, first of all, of services to be held Friday morning at 11, tomorrow morning at 11, for 64-year-old Wilfred Gray Keaton of Kentucky Street in Sayersville. He passed away on Tuesday, the son of the late Hubert Caston Keaton and Virginia Keaton. His wife, Sherry Poe Keaton, as well, also preceded him in death. He's survived by his son Chauncey, his brothers Philip and Ray Keaton, and a host of family. Funeral services again start in the morning from 11 at 11 from the New Life Worship Center. Family will welcome friends this evening until 9, and prior to services, the Sayersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And services have now been set for this Saturday at 1 for 60-year-old Teddy Cantrell of Mash Fork, who passed away on Tuesday, the son of the late Donald Lee and Edna Carol Lamaster Cantrell. He's survived by his wife, Laura Bussey Cantrell, his sons, Scotty and Eddie Bryan, his daughter, Hannah, as well as 4 sisters, Jackie Howard, Wanda Howard, Sheila Patrick, and Linda Cantrell, and 4 grandkids. Funeral services for Teddy Cantrell start Saturday at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation will be Friday from 6 until 9.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Whether you've got a new ride and you want it to stand out in the crowd, or you want your current ride to look and feel like a new one, no one does lifts, wheels, and tires better than Conley's. Stop in now for spring tire specials, free quotes, and 0% financing, or log on to conleytire.net. East Kentucky's premier entertainment venue is here. Pick your game at Outlaw Axe Country in Paintsville. Axe throwing, bull riding, cornhole, billiards, a full arcade, inflatables, and more. And don't forget to cash out with prizes and mine for gems before you go. Open 7 days a week and built for fun for 1 to 100. That's Outlaw Axe Country on Broadway in Paintsville. And snack on one of your favorites, Carnival Cravings, while you're there. Call for more or to book a party at 372-4-FUN. Pennies, and I mean pennies on the dollar in Paintsville. New items every week at Outlaw Bargain Pallet Store. Household goods, tools, toys, makeup, home decor, and so much more. And they're right by Outlaw Thrift and Consignment, the area's biggest and best consignment, full of new, nearly new, and gently loved kids and adult clothing, name brands, new styles, and most everything in the store is only $2. Shop and save it both on Main Street in Paintsville.
Get ready for an experience like no other. Artrageous is coming to the Mountain Arts Center on Thursday, September 26, 2024. Artrageous isn't just a show, it's a celebration of art, music, and creativity. Born from the ashes of a burnt theater, this troupe of misfit artists, singers, dancers, and musicians has taken the world by storm. Be a part of the experience. Be Artrageous. Get your tickets now.
Thanks to you, Fraser's Prater Drug has been voted #1 in customer satisfaction with Good Neighbor Pharmacies for the 7th year in a row. With curbside pickup for all of your prescription, allergy, or even multivitamin needs. Or come in and pull up a stool while you shop, or just visit downtown and treat yourself to something extra tasty or sweet. Where locally owned means a more personal, reliable, and friendly pharmacy. Fraser's Prater Drug. All right, let's talk about the weather, current conditions, future conditions, Hurricane Helene, which is still over the water. A lot to talk about and a lot to see happening here in the viewing area tomorrow. We're looking at a lot of wind and a lot of rain, without a doubt. Hurricane Helene has grown into, very quickly, as was greatly expected, a major Category 3 hurricane. Winds over 120 miles per hour. It continues to rage toward the coastline in the Big Bend area of Florida, already causing a lot of issues. Storm surge was a problem earlier today when it was still a few hundred miles out. Right now, 110, 115 miles, I think, west of Tampa just a short time ago, moving northeasterly at about 23 miles per hour. So you can do the math. It's going to be a little while, but it's going to be there soon. With 125 mile per hour winds, max sustained winds, which puts it between a Category 3 and 4. 5 more mile an hour at 130, it becomes a Cat 4, which is very likely before it makes landfall. Take particular interest right there to Tampa, the Tampa area. This loop was just from a short time ago, but look at this. This is what Florida Highway Patrol shared earlier, just a brief 5-6 second clip. Skyway Bridge and Howard Franklin Bridge were closed early this afternoon. This was 3 o'clock today because of storm surge already. This is daylight. This is exactly what you think it is. This was earlier today. Storm surge already raging the coastline, and we're still yet to see up to potentially 20 feet of inundation in some parts of the Florida coast. And they're not going to be the only ones, of course, to feel the effects. And taking all this in mind, the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration earlier today, they did something they don't do very often. It's pretty rare, but they had their own news release urging all media to continue to focus on the public's attention on the major impacts from inland flooding expected along the path of Helene well after it makes landfall. Helene has wind fields that extend as far as 275 miles from its center. That's 555 miles across. And they're talking about rain totals up to 18 inches in places. Now, let's talk about our weather, where this is what we're seeing, just some consistent light rainfall, which has started to add up. We needed some. Don't know that we need what we're going to get tomorrow, certainly. But we have picked up, looks like almost 3/4 of an inch of rain today. We'll go to your local data maybe here in a second, but that's adding up to a little over 2 inches of rain in the past couple of days, and we've still got consistent light showers to come before they start to intensify late tonight, early tomorrow, more importantly. The track and timing, as you can see, puts what's left of the eye, which still could be kind of loosely held together at this point, still could be a tropical depression, in here by tomorrow evening into Kentucky. Not here per se into eastern Kentucky, but into Kentucky. We will start to see the outskirts and outside effects of that long before that, and will so. With a high wind warning in effect for those darker orange areas, we are outside of that high wind warning as of right now, but still looking at winds of up to 40 to 55 miles per hour. But they cannot rule out, there's no data out there that can rule out 60 or 65 mile per hour gusts for us during this scenario. The strong winds will spread across Kentucky and the remainder of eastern Kentucky during the mid-morning tomorrow. And as you can see, as far as the timing, McGoffin Johnson, the viewing area, shaded in purple, which puts the arrival of the wind gusts 40 miles per hour or greater, estimated at 9 a.m. or later tomorrow. And of course, that could go either way and shift either way to the tune of an hour or two. But right now, best estimates from the National Weather Service and all other data are pointing to essentially the same time frame. Current conditions outside the studio right now, pretty calm. Only a sprinkle can be felt right now. 68 degrees after we topped out at 70. I got an easterly wind at 7, which is about our biggest gust. No, I had one at 8 miles per hour a while ago. Those numbers are going to be drastically different tomorrow. The humidity level is not. It's at 98%. The rain today, 0.7 of an inch, and again, that puts us at 2.2 inches of rain for this event over the last couple of days. Sunrise and sunset have flipped. Sunrise 7:25, sunset 7:24. Remember, we have a wind advisory in effect for all the viewing area from 5 a.m. in the morning to 8 o'clock tomorrow night. That is certainly something to worry about. And right now, again, winds. East winds starting off anywhere from 15 to 25. They will pick up the morning hours, we believe not until after 9 or so, and hit 45 to 55. And gusts localized of over 60 or greater are certainly going to be possible, and that's why you need to keep an eye on everything that's happening tomorrow. You've got a little time to prepare tonight if you need to. 64 degrees, easterly winds, again 6 to 17 miles per hour for the next several hours. A 90% chance of showers, as you saw. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds right now 13 to 50 throughout the day, and keep in mind, can't stress it enough, 50, 55, 60, 65 mile per hour gusts are still possible. Right now, the National Weather Service is going for 1 to 2 inches of rain tomorrow, and tomorrow night another quarter to a half, and then a quarter to a half Saturday. That could still be on the light side of total rainfall as well. 3, maybe 4 inches for some parts of eastern Kentucky, even the viewing area, not out of the realm of possibility, and some data leaning a little heavier than that way. But right now, the National Weather Service calling for about 1 to 2 tomorrow, with an additional maybe half an inch or so on the course of your Saturday. Saturday, 72, as you saw, and with a chance of some showers and storms to the tune of 60%. Sunday, 73, as you saw, showers, 80% chance, and thunderstorms possible, mainly after 2 on your Sunday. There's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures pretty consistent, 73 to 77 your range. But the sun comes back. We have lingering shower chances on your Monday and Tuesday, the tune of 50 or 60%, but it is Wednesday of next week and Thursday that we look to appear to be completely out of rain. We're going to see the sun make a return, like I said, Monday, Tuesday, in part, but as far as completely drying out and seeing a full-blown dry day, our sure bet doesn't look to be until Wednesday of next week, and certainly into your Thursday. So by the time I see you back here tomorrow, we will be well into the thick of things weather-wise. So I just beg and ask and pray that you all keep your eye on all weather conditions and make sure that you stay away from any down power lines, as we're likely to see some, if not many. And be safe, so I can see you back here tomorrow night for an update, the last of this week on the weather and more. See you then.